What's going on, everybody? This is Tyrese, so let's get right into things. First of all, I want to give you a great congratulations and a humongous shout out for making it through the week. We talked about ad nauseum two great factors in a relationship, in order to help it grow, to help it bud into something that hopefully you and your partner will enjoy for many years to come. As the future of the podcast continues, maybe we'll revisit these topics every once in a while, ways that men can strengthen the relationship they're in using their unique abilities and talents in order to provide a safer and more enriching environment for their spouse as far as love, trust, respect, communication, humor, great times, even in the face of turmoil, the inevitable face of turmoil. So you made it through the week. Like I said, congratulations to you guys. So this is the time where I want to ask you guys a couple questions. And if you can send me a message, or you can call into the show, you can email me, you can even call me. I mean, it's all good. I want to ask you a few questions. One is, what is it that you enjoy about your current relationship, if you are in one? Give me like one thing that you enjoy the most about it. And then, and vice versa, I want you to tell me what's one of the things that you are struggling with or have trouble with in your relationship. And now this could be about anything, fellas. What is it that you're going through that troubles you about your relationship? Because I want to be able to talk about these things, and you guys can get a take of where I am as far as what the topics are. The next thing I want to ask you is, do you feel like you have reached your potential in your life currently? Have you reached that potential? My next question is, if you feel that you have not reached that potential, what's holding you back? Those are my questions I want to pose to you guys for the weekend. Something to think about. Send me in your answers. Totally up to you how you do it. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. And we can talk about this because I want to be able to help you guys as best we can. So we also, we wrapped up our children's book. We wrapped up the topic for the podcast. We've talked about, what else did we talk about? We talked about our relationships and stuff like that. We talked about our own personal development. And this is great stuff. This is great stuff because it allows you guys, it allows us all to talk about, to express, and to get out what our problems are, and then come up with possible solutions and practical actions that we can take. And that's why I really do this podcast, and I want to say thank you for being here, sharing your time with me. I'll let you know that if you guys haven't checked out the podcast itself, I do re-upload the episodes on YouTube. Now, yes, it is with static images and stuff like that, so it's not much of a video, but we take the same content, we put it on YouTube, because if that's the platform where you are, we want to be available to all of our viewers, and we want to be available to our listeners and our supporters. So it's another option that we are out here and we're giving you guys. Another thing is, I've reinvigorated my motivation and my discipline for finishing the next book in the Stand Your Ground series, which is called Fix It Where It Was Broken. Now, I've talked about this before, but I'm going to mention it again. This book is geared towards men who want to save the relationship that they are in. You know, whatever may have happened, there has been a strain in your relationship. If there's been a strain in your relationship and you're not sure which way it's going to go, you're not sure if you want to stay, if you want to go, if your partner wants to stay, if they want to go. But this book talks to the people who decide to try and work things out. It's going to add actionable topics, something that you can do starting the very day you read it. There's nothing to wait for. It's yours and you can get it popping. So as far as like how soon it would be available, that I'm not sure about. Just check back with me. The best way to get in touch about that information is if you were to be added to my email list, and I can have you guys up to date on when that book is available, because with the new information, new format that I have laid out, I feel like this is something that I can really target towards those type of people, for men who are interested in saving and doing something to repair their relationship. That does not matter about you being married. It don't matter about you being engaged. It doesn't matter if you have a girlfriend or just a friend you're trying to keep up with. That book will answer your questions. It will solve your problems. It will give you something. It will be your shortcut to the answers and a happier life with your partner. So we got that out the way. Other than that, we got the costumes for my girls. We got the costumes. I believe Camille decided to be like Shuri from Black Panther. I bet he plays his sister, if you guys didn't know. So we got that. We picked that up at Party City. It's about $37 for the costume. And actually, it looks pretty cool for $37. One of the things I paid attention to was the attention to detail on the costume. I paid attention to the gauntlets that she carries in the costume, and she is really happy with that. So if you guys have any girls out there, if they're interested, that Shuri costume is a sure bet. Wakanda forever. And my youngest one, Ziggy. Now, she has a thing for the girl from, I don't even know what her name is. Actually, I do know her name. Her name is JoJo Siwa. There we go. And she loves JoJo Siwa. She loves the big bow, the dances. I don't know. Hey, it makes him happy. It makes me happy. So that's what she copped. And her little tail, that ran about $36 for that costume. I don't think it was really worth $36, but it's $36. So I paid it, whatever. Got it out the way. Smiles on her face. And that's what dads do it for. As far as my oldest, I have no clue what she wants to do. She's not entirely sure what she wants to do because she's reached a weird age. Trying to figure out if she wants to wear like a unicorn outfit or she wants to be scary. I don't know. So those are my current struggles with my kids. So if you got any ideas for what girls are wearing and some good ideas, maybe something scary, please feel free to message me because I am looking for your help on that. And let's see here. So I'm also waiting for breakfast right now. I was probably going to go to McDonald's to get something to eat. Next week, what are we doing next week? Next week's topic, my brother messaged me. My brother, Terrance Wilson, an artist, a creator, a great salesman. And if you guys don't know him, get to know him. I guess Monday will be your day to get to know him. He posed a great topic of content that we can get into. And that is dealing with a partner whose sex drive feels cold. Have you ever had to deal with your sex drive, like you want it, you want it, you know you want it, you have a thing for your girl, but it feels like that same desire is not being reciprocated? If you guys are dealing with that, let us know, because we're going to talk about this next week, because I think that this is important. And that's a real life situation. Like, as a younger man, you have this wild, crazy, just unrelentless sex drive. And when you want it, you want it. When we want it, we want it. And since men are we speak so plainly and without much complication to the words that we use and whatnot, and the feelings that we have, we want what we want. And so when it comes to women, sometimes they don't reciprocate that. And what can happen when you don't reciprocate that, or when it's not reciprocated, is we feel like we did something wrong. And I'm going to tell you right now, 90% of the time, yes, you did do something wrong. You did something wrong. And it is up to you to figure out what it is. Now, I like that topic because, one, we're not condoning the actions of the women we are with or the women that we care about. I'm not saying that. We don't condone their actions. This is, if you want something, you should be man enough to go and get it. To ask if you must ask, to bring it up, because your opinions and the things that you think about are just as important as the stuff that she thinks about. But in there lies the key. You must show too that you care just as much about what she thinks about and what she wants, in order to continue that relationship on the physical note. There's much more to sticking your little thing in that hole. There's way more to that. And we're going to talk about this throughout the week, because I believe that by the time next week is over, you guys will have a few more insights, and to be honest, you might have the tools to start having more sex with your partner. And if you're not, you're at least going to be on your way. All right, you guys, so that's the end of the podcast for today. If you can, please, for me, like, share, subscribe, applaud. Send this podcast to somebody who you believe may need this information. It really helps the podcast grow. And I'm going to talk to you guys about this topic on Monday.